When I turned 16, I started job searching. I believe that it's a typical thing that we start thinking at 16 nowadays. We want to start working, earning our own money. I was eager to start being able to buy my own stuff. I just wanted a job that could also free my mind and something to do in the evenings. I started looking for jobs, and so I went on Indeed and started applying. But for some reason, getting a job at 16 with no experience is extremely hard. I would apply but never hear back from them again. I went to various interviews in hope of finding a job. It was always, "We'll call you back," and then I never actually got called back. I started to think that maybe I would never be able to find a job at this age. I finally turned 17, but I still had no job. My day consisted of waking up at 7 a.m. to go to school and then coming back around 2 and not doing anything for the rest of the day. I had to figure out a way to get a job to free my boredom and to start earning my own money. I finally remembered that I had a friend that worked at Popeye's Chicken. I got the interview and in no time I was hired. I started getting nervous. I was going to be working for the first time in my life. I started to bother my friend every single day, every second, trying to get some relief and to free my mind from the fact that I had to work in a couple of days. There was many questions I had, but finally the day arrived. I got to work and I met all of my coworkers. They were all super friendly, which was relieving. I started learning all the basics, and then from there I started learning how to work the cash register. It was tough at first. When you walk into a restaurant as a client, you may think that what the workers are doing is super easy, but there are many things that we need to memorize as time goes by. We need to make sure everything is stocked, having good customer service, all while we are in a rush too. It was definitely really difficult at first, but over time I started to gain more and more experience. When I started looking for a job, not only was I looking to gain my own money. Don't get me wrong, I of course wanted to have my own money and be able to save up for myself. But besides the money, I was looking to gain experience. I may have gotten rejected from tons of jobs, and that was because, first of all, I didn't have any experience. But while working at Popeyes, I have learned various things that I know will come in handy one day, including skills like customer service, responsibility, and even just time management. It wasn't just work I needed to handle, but I also needed to handle school and make sure that I had everything done on time for all my classes. It was definitely a struggle, but I couldn't give up since I had to remember that I only had a couple of months left of school. School is something that I have never wanted to give up on. Work is something that is important to me, but if it were ever to affect my grades at school, I would have to end up leaving work. I am only seeking to get a higher education. It is still confusing as to what it is that I want to be doing in college, but I now know that I have a great support system, such as my family and friends, that will be continued to support me in anything that I choose to do. Whether that is continuing to work and do school, or eventually stop working and just focus on school. I know that I will always be supported by those around me.